His name is Greg Budell, but don't let his calm demeanor fool you. He may just be one of the hottest new talents in morning radio. No, not as a singer, but as a DJ who so charmed his listeners that they'll even laugh at this kind of humor.
You know, Rick was just telling me that I could get $1 million for my brains. You know why?
Why?
Because they've never been used.
Oh, my.
The Rick he's referring to is none other than Rick Shaw, his boss, fellow DJ, friend, and mentor.
Rick Shaw has been the greatest teacher I've ever had. I've grown more in the 11 months with him than I have the previous 10 years.
Waxy 106, Budell and Shaw. I love it.
But even teacher and pupil admit that Budell is not ideally temperamentally suited to his morning shift.
I know you love your job, but what is the worst part of this job? What's the hardest thing for you to do or accept?
Getting up in the morning at 4:30 every day. I'm not a morning person. In fact, I'm late to work probably more than any other morning man in this town. It's my biggest weakness.
And getting up so early can be especially hard when you have to face the music, the same music that is, over and over.
Don't you ever get sick to death of the music you have to play?
There are some songs that I do get sick of. Yet, again, contrary to the traditions of the business, I will say on the air, if I hear that song one more time, I'm going to start plucking the hairs out of my head to retaliate.
And it's that kind of honesty on every level that seems to have endeared Budell to his listeners.
I feel very close to my audience. I feel that they know me and that I know them. There are no secrets. I've told people about, I spent some time in a mental institution 3 years ago, and I consider that the most valuable educational experience of my life. I'm not ashamed of that, and I've talked about that on the air, and never once has anybody ever held me up to ridicule for that. In fact, they tend to admire your honesty if you open up that way.
Was that experience at all related to the pressures and competitiveness of the industry?
My career had grown very quickly, but I as a person had not. I had a marriage fail. I have a daughter in Chicago. All these things added up, and it just exploded on me. In fact, I totally, almost completely blew everything I had in my life.
It's been much smoother sailing since Budell came to South Florida, in large part, he says, because the station gives him the freedom to do basically whatever he feels like doing.
I can create with my show. I do play music, we do have news, we have all the basic elements, but we go a step beyond that. We play games and we do silly things. I love my job, I have a good time. It's not really, I don't know what I'd have to do, what I'd do if I had to work. This is utopia. This is.
Here it goes. Didn't even make any noise.
Mary Nissenson, Channel 4 News.